So now we'll be doing an example session under series just to make you very familiar with the kind of questions. It's not a difficult topic, but I thought, let's just do a lot of questions. Okay, right. Find the missing number in the series 8, 12, 18, 36. Okay, how do you find the relationship between these numbers? So first, like I said in the theory session, most of the series questions are based on addition, right? So when you try to find questions, try to see what is added between the first two terms. So here 8 plus 4 is 12, right? Now 12 plus what is 18? 12 plus 6 is 18, right? If you don't get it, you can just try and subtract 18 minus 12, 8 minus 2 is 6, 1 minus 1 is 0, right? So 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 plus what is 26? 18 plus, sorry, not 26, it is 36. 18 plus what is, okay, this is important. There is a dash here. Okay, so here first we added a 4, then we added a 6. So what does your intuition say? If you add a 4 first, 6 next, what should be next after 6? 8, right? So 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. So I'm just guessing that it would be an 8. So if I were to add an 8 here, what will I get? 18 plus 8. What do I get? 8 plus 8, 16. 1 carry, 26. Just, I'm guessing that this will be a 8 here. But then to this 8, if I add a 10, what do I get? I get a 36. Okay. So does that make sense? That does, right? Because you have a 36 here. So here 26 is the answer. So here you see the series, it was addition, like I said, but not the same number, just increasing number. But that's also easy to guess. It's not a difficult task. Okay, we have done series. Moving on. Example 2. Complete the series 5, 10, 17, 26. So you have 5, 10. Between 5 and 10, what is the difference? Plus 5, right? 5 plus 5 is 10. Between 10 and 17, what is the difference? Plus 7, right? 10 plus 7 is 17. Between 17 and 26, what is the difference? Plus 9. 17 plus 9 is 26. So then 5, 7, 9. What do you guess the next number will be? 11, right? Basically plus 2 each time. So here it's a plus 2, here is a plus 2, and then here plus 2 will be 11. 26 plus 11 will be 35. Do you have 35 in the options? Yes, we have gotten it, right? So it's as simple as that. You just look at the question that you have in hand, you try to find the pattern, and then using that you figure out this value. Okay, 5, 7, 9, 11 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Okay, that's it. Moving on. Identify the pattern in the series. Next, so all of these questions are usually of this form, identify the pattern in the series. Okay, here you have 7, 14, 28, 56. 7 plus 7 is 14, right? 14 plus what is 28? 14 plus 14 is 28. If you want to check that, just subtract 28 minus 14. 8 minus 4 is 4, 2 minus 1 is 1, right? 28 plus 28 is 56. Again, just subtract to check. How do you subtract? You take 16 here, 4 here, 16 minus 8 is 8, 4 minus 2 is 2, and that's it. Okay, so basically what do you see here? You add the original number every time, right? That's what you've been doing. So here also just add 56. So what is 56 plus 56? 12, 1 carry, 5 plus 5, 10 plus 1, 11, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, and so this is the answer. Okay, so you've gotten the answer, that is 1, 1, 2. Moving on. What number should come next in the series? 3, 8, 15, 24. Okay, 3. What is the difference between 3 and 8? What is 8 minus 3? 5, right? So it is a plus 5 here. Why are we doing 8 minus 3? I hope you get it. So I want to see when I add 3 with what do I get 8? So in order to find this number, I subtract 8 minus 3, right? So because 8 minus 3 gives you this number. So 3 plus 5 is 8. 8 minus 3 gives you 5. So that's why I need 5. Now what is 15 minus 8? 15 minus 8. Okay, this is actually of New Year's, yeah. So 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. 8 plus 7. Another easy way of doing this, instead of doing 15, 14, 13, 12, is to do 15 minus 10. That's something we all know, right? 15 minus 10 is 5. Now to this, just add 2, because what we want is minus 8. Between 8 and 10, the difference is 2, right? So just do 15 minus 10, 5 plus 2. So you can do it much faster. So 5 plus 2 is 7. Now what is 15 minus 24? Again, try doing the same thing. Try 50. You know that 15 plus 10 is 25. To this, just subtract 1. That will give you 9, right? So 15 plus 9 is 24. Also, like just how do you remember plus 10? The number is going to be like 5, 15, 25. 3, 13, 23. This is how plus 10 is going to work, right? So plus 9 will be basically that minus just 1. So basically, if you have 2, 11, it is going to be plus 9, right? So instead of 12, just one number before 11 is going to be plus 9, right? I mean, you might already know these things, but if there are people who don't, I thought I just say. Okay, so here, what pattern do you see? 5, 7, 9. What is the pattern? As we saw before, we saw the same pattern in a question we did some time ago, right? So basically, plus 2, plus 2. So 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. So here, let's do a 9 plus 2, which is an 11. Okay. So try doing 24 plus 11. What does it give you? So again, see, just do 24 plus 10. It is 34. 34 plus 1 is 35. That's how you do calculations fast. Okay. 35 is the answer. Okay, moving on. We have a lot of questions. Okay. Example 5. Find the missing term in the series 12, 15, 21, 30. Okay. 12, 15. So 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 plus what is 21? 21. 11 minus 5 is 6, 0. 15 plus 6 is 21. 21 plus what is 30 plus 9, right? Because 21 plus 10 is, like I said before, 21 plus 10 is 31. That's minus 1 is 9. So what pattern do you see here? 3, 6, 9. Okay, I'll give you a minute. 3, 6, 9. What do you think the pattern here is like? On what basis are we defining this pattern? I'll give you I'll give you around a minute to think about it. So just think about it and let me know. I mean, you can't let me know, but yeah, just say it aloud. Okay, I think this is enough time, but yeah, anyway, these are multiples of 3, okay? Multiples of 3. So basically 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, 3 threes are 9, and so the next would be 3 fours 12, okay? 3 fours are 12. So this is going to be a next option. So you can just do 30 plus 12, which is 3 plus 1, 4, 42, okay? So you would get a 42 here. Just see if you have a 42 in your option. Yes. So for serious questions also, mainly options do not really help. The only use that options have is for cross checking, right? So other than that, options do not really help you find the answer. Like, in the case of some, like for example, analogy classification, for those having options helps. You can look at the options and figure out the answer, and it's also easier and much faster if you look at the options. But for series, you don't really have to look at the options. You can do it on your own and then just cross check using options. Okay, moving on. Determine the next term in the series 5, 10, 19, 34. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 9 is 19. 19 plus what is 34? 14 minus 9. What is 14 minus 9 is 5, right? Yeah, 2 minus 1 is 1. So 19 plus 15 is 34. Okay, now what do you think? Yeah. So you have 5, 9, 15. If it was 5, 10, 15, we could have guessed, but here it seems to be something else. 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 9 is 19, 19 plus 15, it's 15 itself, right? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. Okay, what do you think this is based on? Let's see. Are these prime numbers? No, because 9 and 15 are not prime numbers. It could be here, see, 5 plus 4 is 9, right? 9 plus, but how do you get 15 from 9? 9 plus 6 is 15, right? Because 10 plus 5 is 15, so 9 plus 6 is 15. So here, if you look at what is being added to these numbers, it is 4, 6. So then you can guess that the next number that is added would be an 8. Let's see. So if we add an 8 here, what is 15 plus 8? 15 plus 8 is 8 plus 5, 23. Okay, try adding a 23 here. What is 34 plus 23? 4 plus 3 is 7, 3 plus 2 is 5, 57. But you don't really have 57 in the options, so it's not going to be 57. So we'll just do one thing. Let's try 5, 10, 19, 34. The questions that we've written are, wait, let's just look at these numbers one by one. Okay, so yeah, sometimes you will not know, you might not be able to figure out the pattern. So in that case, just since you have options given, just look at the options. So if you are to look at 49, what is the difference between 49 and 34? 15. Okay, so this is adding a 15. That does not seem to be the right, because here you already did 19 plus 15, right? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you got a 34 here. So here it does not, because it can't be the same number, because there is some kind of addition happening here. There is an increase in the number that is added, right? It cannot be the same number, so no. Try 34 and 53. 53 minus 34. My handwriting is becoming progressively worse. Okay, 13 minus 4 is 12, 11, 10, 9. Okay, 4 minus 3 is 1. So in 19, okay, 19 could be a possible answer. We'll keep that in mind. And now moving on, 59 minus 34. That's a 25. How do you get to this 25? 34. What is 34 plus 20? Okay, wait, yeah. No. So 15 minus 34, 25, right? So could 25 be the difference? I mean, not sure. We could see. 25 is not likely to be, because there is, see, if 25 is a difference, is there any pattern at all? 5, 9, 15, 25. There is basically literally no pattern that you can think of, right? Because here it's a plus 4, here it's a plus 6, here it is a plus 10. So it's not likely to be 25. We just give it for something that is not like. So these are some things that you can keep in mind while doing questions. You can give a cross if it is not the answer. You can give a line. This is what I used to do. I used to give a line if I thought that this is likely to be the answer, a tick if it is the answer, and something like this if it is not likely to be the answer. So it really helps, so like, let's say you're giving an exam and you have this in mind, you are not able to find the answer, but you have sort of marked something like this, and then later on you come back and you really do not have time to actually solve the question. So just look at these options and you will say, okay, B is something that I think is likely to be the answer, I'll just go with B, and you just go with B, and it might actually end up being the answer. In most of the cases it will. So this really helps. Instead of just thinking whatever calculation you have in your mind and then just leaving it there, this is much more useful, because when you revisit the question, you can do the question much more easily. So this is basically for no. This is likely to be the answer. Yes. This is for not likely to be the answer. Okay. So here, right, so here it's a 34 plus 23 is a 57. Okay, now coming to 63. If it is 63, what would the difference be? 63 minus 34, what is it? 13, 5. 13 minus 4, 12, 11, 10, 9, 9. 5 minus 3 is 2. So here the difference would be a 29. Can 29 be the difference? Let's see. Just give me a second. We'll erase this 25. Okay. Can 29 be the difference? So what would be the addition here? How do you get 29 from 15? 29 minus 15, 14, right? So 9 minus 5 is 4, 2 minus 1 is 1. So plus 14 being the difference. Again, see, there is no certain a reason for 14 to be the difference, because 4 plus 6 is 10. 10 plus 4, not really. What was the other thing we had in mind? 53. For 53, what was the difference? Where is our 53? We did 53 minus, okay, this is also another thing. When you write down calculations, if there is like, for your in exams, you usually have like a rough section where you do calculations. Even though it is a rough section, write it in such a way that when you revisit, it is easier for you to find. So here I wanted to find 53 minus 34. Instead of doing it again, I could just find where I've done it, right? So usually when I write questions, something I do is I give numbers. So like if it's the example 6, I give a number and then I write. So all the calculations under example 6 will be done together. And after that, I just draw like a line like this, just to know, okay, the calculation ends here, and then I move on to, example 7 and so on and so forth. So when you do calculations, even if it is rough calculations, write it in such a way that revisiting will be easy. Okay. Now that being said, right, so what do we have here? Right, so 53 minus 64 gave us a 19. Does a 19 make sense? So here basically, so it's either 4 plus 6 plus 14, or is it a 4 plus 6 plus 19, right? Which of these seems to make more sense to us? We'll see. So 4, here we, sorry, no, it was not a, yeah, it was, okay, basically a 5. No, it is a 5 plus 9. 4 plus 6 is this difference, but ideally the difference is 5 plus 9 plus 15 plus, just to give me a second. What is the difference between these numbers? 5, 9, 15, and now we think it could either be a 19 or a, what was the one that we had for 63, 29. Which of these seems more probable? Is it is 19, right? Because see, here we had 5, 9, and then we just added a 10 to that 5. We got 15. So if you add a 10 to the second number 9, what do you get? You get a 19. To get a 29, it would be to add, so to the previous number, we are adding a figure that is more than a very large figure, right? We are adding a 14, 15 plus 14. That doesn't really seem like the case, because here everything has been small. So to 5 we added a 4 to get 9. Okay, I think this looks very shabby as of now. I'll just erase some parts so it's not very confusing for you guys. Okay, right, so to 5 we added a 4 to get 9, and then to that 4 and then to that 9 we added a 6 to get a 15, right? So now what do we think? We think it's either going to be a 29 or a 19. These are the two things we have in mind. If it is a 20, if it is a 19, basically we are just adding a 4 again. Okay. If it is a 29, we are adding a 14. Now, it could be that, so what makes more sense? Does 4 make more sense? Because see, then we can say that the pattern is probably something like 4, 6, 4, 6, right? This pattern makes sense. Right, but for the pattern to be 19, for the pattern to be 14, it doesn't make really a lot of sense, because we do not see that big of a difference. So now in that case, we can say here our 53 is the answer. Okay, so we're done with this question. Moving on. Identify the missing letter. So this is a question that comes under which type? Letter series. We have done a couple of questions on number series. Now we are moving on to a question on letter series. Identify the missing letter in the series ADHB. Okay, what is the missing letter here is what we have to identify. Okay, so try to see A plus what is D? B, C, D. A plus 3 is D, right? D plus what is H? D, E, F, G, H. D plus 4 is H. H plus what is B, H? I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, O. That's a lot of numbers plus 8. Okay. Oh, wait. So here you have a space. Okay. This is something that I keep forgetting. Make sure you don't do this mistake as well. There's a space here, okay, and then there's a P. So here, since I added a 3 first and then a 4, I can guess that the next number would be a 5, 3, 4, 5. So in that case, it would be H, I, J, K, L, M, okay. So here if it's a 5, I'm not sure, just because I see M in the option does not mean I can go tick it. I need to cross check it, right? So M plus 6, M, element, N-O-P, no, it's too close. So we'll just see again, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, but here it's too close. So we'll do one thing, we can just look at the position of the letters. A is at the first position, we'll just write the positions here. Five, 6. A is at the first position, D is at the fourth position, H is at the 8th position. I just remove, just give me a second. Okay. P is at the 16th position. Now what do I need to find out? I need to find out whatever would come here. So 1, 4, 8, something 16. 1 plus 4, it's 3. Okay, this is something that we figured out earlier also. 4 plus 4 is 8. What else could it be? So you see, there is, if you were to take 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12. Is it the multiples of 4? It could be, you start from 1, but then you go on to the multiples of 4. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 fours are 16. This makes sense. So could it be 12? That is one thing that makes sense, right? Because if you look at the multiples of 4, that makes sense. Other than that, addition does not seem to be right, because we tried with it. We tried 3, 4, 5. Because if you get a 5 here, then it has to be a 6 here. That doesn't make sense. Right. So we could try with this. What is at the 12th position? L. L is there as an option, so we know that L is the answer. This is why I said, at the beginning, just because you get an M here does not mean it has to be the right answer. You have to cross check. Okay. So here, since our normal addition did not work, we looked at multiple. So usually, what have we found? We did one more question, right, on the basis of multiple. So usually if the question is not, most of the times the question is based on addition. If it is not, it is more often than not based on multiplication. Multiplication in the sense of multiples. So like 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, that kind of multiples, right? So if not addition, then it is usually based on multiplication. Moving on. Right, so moving on, we now go to the next question. What is the next number in the series 2, 5, 10, 17? Okay, how do you find the next number in the series, right? You have 2, you have 5, you have 10, and you have 17. Right, so let's see. 2, 5, 10, 17. Between 2 and 5, what is the difference? Plus 3, right? 2 plus 3 is 5. Between 5 and 10, 5 plus 5 is 10. Between 10 and 17, 10 plus 7 is 17. Okay. So now, this is a pattern that we've seen a lot of times by now, but I will just see again. What do you think the difference is? 3, 5, 7. So what do you think will be the next? Plus 9, right? 3, 5, 7, 9 basically. So 17 plus 9 is 26. 17 plus 9 is 26. How do you get that? Basically, just see 17 plus 10 is 27. Minus 1 is 26. So that is how you get the answer, right? We've gotten that. Moving on to your next question. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. So you have 1, you have 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. 1 Okay, so there is, okay, I'll give you some time. When you look at this, what comes to your mind first? I'll give you some time to think about it and let me know. Okay, I think time's up. So, well, I don't know if you were able to guess, but yeah. Anyway, the point here is all of these are squares of natural numbers starting from 1. 1 is 1 square, 4 is 2 square, 9 is 3 square, 16 is 4 square, 25 is 5 square. Were you able to figure that out? So, if, okay, let's say that you did not know this. Otherwise, we would start with our initial way of, trying to find the difference. So, 4 minus 1 is 3. Here the case is that of plus 3, and then, yeah, just give me a second. So here there's a plus 3, 4 plus 5 is 9, right? So here it's a plus 5. 9 plus, how do you get 16? 9 plus 7 is 16. 16 plus 9 is 25. So there is also this relation that you can see. So in that case also you can just guess 25 plus 11. So 3, 5, 7, 9, it would be 11, right? So 5 plus 1 is 6, 2 plus 1 is 3, 36. You would get 36. And if not, if you had guessed this way also you can guess. So after 5 square you can see 6. 6 square is also 36. So this is actually, we learn a very interesting thing here, is that if you were to write the squares, I do not know how many of you knew this beforehand, but the first time I learned of this, I was pretty fascinated. So basically, if you were to write the squares, the square numbers 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, it's not just that you see a very nice pattern between these numbers. It is plus 3, plus 5, plus 7, plus 9. So it goes on, so on and so forth. So then 36, then 49. So here it is plus 11. Here it is plus 13. Right. So if you, let's say, forget 8 square and you're like, oh my god, I don't remember what 8 square is. One easy way you can find it, because otherwise people think, how do you find the square? You need to know what is 8 into 8. But how do I know? Like, these are things that we learn by heart, right? 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4. Another thing you can do is you need to add 8 to it, 8 to 8 times. 8 into 8 is basically 8 into 8 is basically 8 plus 8 plus 8 times, right? But that takes a lot of time. So this is one very fun thing you can do. Just take the square of 7, 49, and then here it was, the last thing was 13, right? So add 15 here. So 49 plus 15 is 9 plus 5 is 4, 14, 1 carry, 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6, 64. And there you get the square. So that's a very interesting thing. This is something that when I got to know, I think I was in school back then, and I was very fascinated. So that's like a very interesting thing when it comes to numbers, that this is how you get it. Plus 15, plus 13, plus 11, right? So we're done with series. We have done a couple of questions. Series is basically like, I'm not sure how you find it, but it is pretty easy. All that you need is mainly addition, but there are some places where things like multiples come into play. Just practice questions. See, for a subject like intelligence, what you need is practice. There is not much theory like you have in science or social. You don't have a lot of theory. The only thing that you need to know is one and only thing: practice, practice, practice. Okay, so I'll just take you through a recap of what we learned in series. Give me a second. Let me just erase this. Okay. I hope my handwriting is not too shabby. I hope you are able to understand what I'm writing. Okay. So what all did we learn in series? You have letter series, you have number series, you have alphanumeric series, right? Letter series means purely letters. Number series refers to purely numbers. Alphanumeric is when you have a mixture of both numbers and letters. For most of these, for solving series questions, what is the one concept that is seen again and again and again most often? What is it? Addition. Yes, addition. Assuming that you said addition, right? After addition, the another concept used is the concept of multiples. For if it is letter series, the concept that is usually used is, I mean, you don't really need to know it, but position of letters. It is basically based on that. I mean, when we did questions, we did not use position of letters for most of the questions we did, right? We just added like when we had A and D, we just said that A plus 3 is D by just thinking, okay, B, C, D, right? So you don't really need to know position. It's actually faster this way also without looking at position. But yeah, using position also you can solve these questions. And position of letters is not just used in series, you see it in a lot of places. So it is very important that you study position of letters. Okay, this is important, important, important. 3 stars means very, very important, right? So that's all you have in series, and so we're done with the example class for series.